know we all have wish lists, and 2025 is coming to an end, or when this video comes out, is at an end. So I'm going to give you my 2025 wish list of whiskeys that I did manage to grab. Are you ready? Let's go. Welcome back to Old Fashioned Ways. I'm Doc Martinez, and today I'm going to go over a 2025 wish list of things that I did manage to grab. Now, I just did a video on the 2025 wish list that I didn't grab, right? And as I was writing that up, my wife said, you should do one of a wish list that you did manage to grab. Let's keep this positive. And you know what? I agree. So thank you, wife, for this idea. So we're going to go over the 2025 wish list that I did grab. So this pour is from that list. Sometime through this, if you think you know what's in here, stop, pause the video, go to the bottom in the comments, and guess what it is. I think if enough of you do that, if enough of you guess right, I might give away a sample of it. All right, let's get started with this list. Well, you know what? Let's take a sip, and then we'll get started with this list. Wow, damn good pour. All right, so I'm going to move this to the side for right now so that I don't knock it over. So the first one on my wish list that I didn't even know was on my wish list until I saw it and grabbed it was Stag 25D. Yep, look at this, look at this. The crazy thing, the reason I'm saying that it was on my wish list but I didn't know is because Stag didn't start releasing until, what is it, September, October. And so they released 25A, then really quickly 25B. And it took a moment, and then 25C, all with, October, November, December. And I thought they were done for the year. Well, I'm up in Colorado with my son, and look on the shelf, and what did they have? 25D. Didn't even know it was a thing yet. Lucky enough that it's a place that if you have enough points, you can grab it. I shop there all the time. Got this at MSRP, and man, I love this pour. Now, I did do a video on it. I did do a review, so if you have not seen that, I will leave a link right here if you want more details on this bottle. But man, it is a solid pour, and honestly, possibly one of my favorite Stags that I've ever poured out. It makes me want to do a blind with some of the older Stags and just kind of do a blind with like maybe 4, 5, 6 of them. And I'm very curious for this to stand out, but man, solid pour. All right, next on my list is huge. It is huge. Huge in the fact that it is a super limited release. Huge in the fact that the container it comes in is huge. Check out this puppy. Bam. Yep. This is Frey Ranch Harvester, the 10th anniversary edition. Look at that. Beautiful presentation, nice and big. If you look up here, tractor on the top. Just a good pour. Now, this is one that is a Nancy Fraley blend. She worked with Frey Ranch, and they asked her to make a blend. They didn't care, like they didn't want it to be classified. And what I mean by that, it didn't have to be a bourbon blend. It didn't have to be a rye blend. It didn't have to be a white corn blend. They said, we want you to take our barrels and do the best blend that you can possibly do. And that's what she did with this. And wow, did she knock it out of the park. Great pour. Really enjoy it. Glad I was able to grab one. This thing is just huge, but deserves a place on my shelf for sure. And yes, I did do a review for this, so if you want to see that review and learn more about this bottle and the tasting, check it out right here. So next on my list is one of those bottles I wish I would have been able to get a backup, but no luck. This is on everybody's list, I bet. Jack 14. Great pour. So little bit left. I was hoping to get a backup and no luck yet. This is a lot of people's top contenders for whiskey of the year for 2025, and I can see why. Great pour, great mouthfeel. Jack, I mean, if you were to put this in a blind, it's Jack 14. It stands out compared to other ones. So it's hard to blind this with other whiskeys because the moment you drink it, you know what it is. And if you like that flavor, I mean, it's going to be one of your top 10, top 5, possibly even your number 1 pick of the year. This would honestly be one. If I did one of those videos for my top whiskeys of 2025, this would definitely be one of them. It is such a great pour, and hopefully you've tried it. And if you haven't, if you see it at a bar, make sure to grab it. It's worth the try. All right, so next on my list is one that I was ecstatic to get. And the reason is it's one of those dream bottles. It's one of those unicorn bottles that you never think you're going to ever be able to achieve and grab, right? It was one of those ones that was just always out of my reach. And, with that price on it, very far out of my reach. But I managed to grab one this year. And that is OFC. Now this is the OFC 2006. So it's one of those things. It was on my wish list. It's been on my wish list since I first started in 2022. It's something that, you know, I was hoping that one day I would be able to achieve and grab one at a good price, and that's what I did here. Unfortunately, my first time tasting it, I was a little disappointed, or I should say quite disappointed. I was expecting so much more from it and all that, but it has opened up, it has gotten better, and I definitely want to try it more. I am happy I was able to grab this, and I'm hoping as time goes on, it opens up more. I'm just going to enjoy this more. But this is definitely one of those that when I have friends over who are whiskey drinkers and if they want to try this with me, we'll sit down, we'll enjoy it. And I bet that time, because it's with those special people in my life, that it would be one of those times that you really just kind of enjoy that whiskey more. You're gonna just enjoy that moment, enjoy that whiskey more. All right, so we're gonna get into some honorable mentions here. So let me just take a sip. And I have one honorable mention, and that is gonna be, bam, William LaRue Weller. Now, William LaRue Weller was one of my favorite pours ever when I first got to try it. It is an amazing pour. I haven't popped this one open yet. I just got this bottle very recently, so I haven't popped it open yet. And I'm not the type to hold this for a special occasion. I'm going to pop this open. I'm going to try this. I'm going to taste it. And it's on my honorable mention only because I haven't tried this year's. I haven't tried it, but it's always one of those B-Tacs that, you know, I want to get. Now, the number one that I always want to get is George T. Stagg. And so that's the one that just I missed. But I'm very happy that I was able to get one of these this year and pop this open, hopefully share it with a few friends. All right, time for my top three. Yep. Don't forget, if you think you know what this is, put it in the comments below. Great pour. Next is, bam, yep, Bardstown Hokkaido Mizunara Oak Barrel Finish. Great pour. Lucky that I got this pretty close to MSRP. Bottles are so small, it's so sad because you drink a little bit and it goes down pretty fast. Amazing pour. This one, honestly, when I got this one, I did a review pretty quickly. So if you want to see that review, I'll link it right here. But it's one of those that you don't know what to expect, right? You think this bottle is so limited, so hard to get, kind of pricey for the size of it. But know what? This exceeded expectations. This was a great pour. I really do enjoy it. So I am very glad that this was on my wish list and I managed to grab it this year. All right, next is one that was on my wish list, but last year I grabbed one of these last year because these come out. This is one of those things that come out every year, and I was very disappointed last year. So I was a little hesitant this year when I was grabbing it, but I still wanted to get one. And here, what is it? Bam, Wild Turkey Beacon. Man, this is a pour. I wish I had a backup because I'm almost done with this one. And normally, like, last year's is still on the shelf. You can still find the year before that as well, which I like the years before, but last year's, the rum finish was just not for me. But this Beacon is everything you want Wild Turkey to be. I wish the price tag was lower, so I guess in that aspect it's not. But man, great mouthfeel, great complexity, great finish. It's just a solid bourbon. It is a wonderful pour. And there's rumor out there that this is probably the last one of the Master Series. So if it is, man, they knocked it out of the park with this last one. It's a great pour. And it's just one I'm hoping to find a backup. But secondary for this is just ridiculous right now. But hopefully one day it calms down. I'm able to get a backup with this one because I love this pour. I think it's just one of those good, solid bourbon pours that just easy to sit there and easy to sip and easy to drink. And man, sitting around with some friends enjoying this would just be freaking amazing. So yeah, glad I was able to get one of these this year. All right, last on my list. Now this one, this one was tricky. This one, if you watch me, you know what I'm talking about. You'll know what it is before I show it because I'm going to tell you. This is one that released when I was not in town. This is one that released when all my family was with me. And so all the people who normally will help me and go out there and help me grab a bottle of this, all of them were with me and not available to go get this pick. Yeah, you guessed it already. I'm sure you did, right? It's none other than, bam, Tanager 2025. Or as they have on the top here, Tanager number 2. This thing is just amazing. The distillery was not ready this year for the amount of people that lined up, stayed overnight. The first person was in line 9 o'clock in the morning the day before, number 1 person. And then, you know, throughout the night, they got busier and busier. I was lucky there's a few friends and family that loved me enough that actually went out there, got there about 5:36 in the morning and grabbed some of these for me. I'm already pretty much through this first bottle. This first bottle is pretty much done. Sharing it, tasting it, sharing it with others so that they can try it, sending out samples so other people can review it as well. But wow, amazing, amazing bottle. I'm glad I have it, and it's, you know, Still Austin. I love Still Austin. Once again, another Nancy blend. So 2 Nancy blends on my bottle wish list that of 2025 that I managed to grab. So not a bad year, not a bad year. Well, have you guessed what I've been drinking yet? I'm about to tell you soon, but this is my wish list of 2025 of bottles that I did manage to grab. I'm happy that I grabbed all of these here. Honestly, if I were to do a top 25, if I were to do a my top pours of 2025, each of these bottles would actually be in there. So that's pretty cool. Who knows? Not too late to ever do that, right? Do one in the beginning of 2026 to show what I like in 2025. Maybe blind all these. Man, that would be fun. That'd be a fun day. I need a weekend for that, just to have some fun with that. But have you guessed what's in here yet? It's dark, it's chocolatey, it's proofy, and it's delicious. Well, if you haven't gone down there, pause right now, go down, put your comments. If enough people do it, I'm gonna possibly give away a sample of this. So it is, are you ready? Stag 25D. Stag 25D. Good solid pour. Stand up to any of these, I guarantee. Wow, they knocked it out of the park with this one. I really do like this one. So what was on your list? What did you have on your wish list that you grabbed this year? I want to know. I love looking at other people's lists. I want to see what you guys are getting, what you guys have, what you guys are hunting. Maybe things that I should be hunting that I don't know about yet, right? So just share that in the comments below as well. And thank you, my friends, for joining me on another journey down my whiskey rabbit hole. To our next journey, my friends. Cheers.